Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Howard. I'm a watch enthusiast. I do not work in the watch industry and I'm not a watch professional at all. I like watches, so I use my spare time to do watch reviews, mainly from my personal view and also from a consumer point of view. For my subscribers, thank you so much for your support. If you enjoyed the video but has not subscribed, please hit the like button and subscribe because your support is my biggest motivation to continue to do videos like these. Now today, let's take a look at the Rolex Explorer 36 millimeter 2021 new models. So I have these two models that was released in 2021. On the left side, Oyster Steel and the yellow gold, two-tone. And on the right side is just a standard Oyster Steel. So the biggest difference, this reference number 124273 versus the one it replaced, 214270, is Rolex went down the size, went back from 39 back to 36 again. So these are 36 millimeters. It's actually a very good move. I think, watch sizes, they come and go, different sizes, but at the end of the day, I feel like these watches at 36 millimeters is actually a pretty good fit. So overall, Rolex describes the Explorer as, it's highly legible hour markers, extremely resistant Oyster Steel, and the waterproofness have made it a tool watch for exploration. Okay, so that's why it's called Explorer. It's for exploration. And the other key difference is the new Explorer, these 36 millimeters, the 3, 6, and 9, the three numerals are now filled with luminescent material emitting a long-lasting blue glow. So it's much better, much easier to see in the darkness, just like the hour markers in the hands. So here are the basics. Oyster Steel and the gold on the left, Oyster Steel on the right. Explorer, quite frankly, it's been a long time. It was introduced by Rolex in 1953. Actually, actually coming up 70 years anniversary coming up next year. So these new models came out 2021, 36 millimeters. That's the key. Thickness is 11.5. Lug to lug, the 2 point here, lug to lug, 45.5 millimeter, and lug width at the beginning of beginning of the bracelet at 20 millimeters. Obviously, these are sapphire crystal glasses, screw down, twin lock, double waterproof system, water resistant, 100 meters. Almost all the Oyster Perpetual, the Datejust, they date. These Explorers, they're all 100 meter, 330 feet, water resistance. Caliber 3230, so that's, again, all of the Rolex watches are plus minus 2 seconds per day after casing. It's a pretty simple design. Got the center hour, minute, second hands, and it has the stop hands pretty much for most Rolex watches for, precise time setting, power reserve, 70 hours, pretty standard. The bracelet, so let's take a look at this two-tone. So the gold bezel, obviously, it's very clear, and also the index and the markers of the hand, you have the gold edge color. The bracelet, the middle link, polished, is also gold. So the case, the bezel is polished, the side is polished. Just the top a little bit of the lug area is matte or nickel finish. This is polished. Oyster link, nickel finish on the side, polished gold in the center. And it has a, what do you call that? Folding Oyster lock safety clamps, right? So it has this fold over, close, lock. So it provides additional, I guess, security for the clasp. The back is the standard plain looking. Back end of the bracelet is all basically nickel finished. And for the Oyster Steel version, it's black with a much, just cleaner look. Polished the bezel, polished the side, same design. Actually, you know what? I just noticed the Oyster link in the middle is non-polished for the non-gold version. The two-tone version, the middle piece, the gold is polished. And this Oyster piece right here is just non-polished, nickel finish. Same safety lock design. So again, what are the key differences? I mentioned a couple of these differences. This new model 124273 versus the old model 214270, right? So number one, the size down from 39 millimeter back to 36 millimeters. Then the lugs have been tapered down. I don't have an old one to compare, but based on what I read, the lugs have been tapered down. Caliber obviously upgraded from 3132 to 3230. The power reserve improved from 40 hours to 70 hours. Then added, luminescent 3, 6, 9. I mean, the watch overall is very clean looking design. Rolex Oyster Perpetual Explorer on top, then superlative chronometer, officially certified. Nothing else. It's just very symmetric, clean, simple design. It's called Explorer. I mean, a lot of the Rolex watches, even the regular, Oyster Perpetual, they just, yes, they don't look maybe as sporty as this one, but in terms of the waterproofness and other functions, it's pretty similar. 100 meters, power reserve the same, timekeeping is the same quality, 32, 30 caliber. This one obviously has the more secured Oyster lock safety class, but let's try to put on the wrist to see how 36 millimeters look. Okay, the Explorer two-tone 36 millimeter on my wrist. Again, the reminder, lug to lug is 45.5. So it's refreshing to have something a little bit smaller, because even though I'm used to larger 40, 41, even the 42 Explorer 2, I wouldn't mind for my small wrist, 6.5 inches, 16.5 centimeters, but the 36 does look a lot more refreshing fitting. It's not for me because I like bigger watches, but I can see 36 a perfect fit for folks have maybe smaller wrist and doesn't want a gigantic 41 or 42 millimeter watch on their wrist. Let's take a look at the Oyster Steel one. Very nice. The two-tone is kind of cool. Rolex try to inject some excitement in some of the models by adding some gold models. I don't know. If I had to pick one, again, I mentioned every one of my watch. I'm a big GMT, dual time kind of guy. I don't really own any diving chronograph or simple Oyster Perpetual or Explorer. Even though these are two watches, it doesn't, meet my needs. But if I had to pick one, I might just go with the Oyster Steel. Stainless steel version. Everything looks kind of clean. The gold is cool, adds additional pop into a otherwise more of a black and white watch. So let's look at the price. The Oyster Steel one, MSRP is 7,200 plus tax in the U.S. and this two-tone one on the left is 11,150. So almost $4,000 more because of the gold bezel and gold bracelet. Almost $4,000 more on MSRP. On the secondary market though, the difference is only about 1,500. So the Oyster Steel version is a brand new one, is close to 13,000, I would say. High 12s, 13,000. And the two-tone, I would say 14,500. So the difference is maybe around 1,500. In the secondary market, I guess the sports version, the sports stainless steel version on the secondary market is always generally in terms of multiple of the original MSRP, it's a little bit higher than ones with precious metal, whether it's the two-tone or pure gold. Overall though, pretty nice, clean watch, 36 millimeters, great fit for a smaller wrist, clean design. Again, this is the Rolex Explorer 36 millimeter, Oyster Steel on the yellow gold on the left, and Oyster Steel on the right, reference number 124273. These are the 2021 new models. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.